You have already issued messages as well of reassurance towards the population that stayed, saying that they will be allowed to stay if they want to,
Yes.
and protected
Yes.
and allowed to live here. But do you have a message today to Armenians who may be watching us, not necessarily the government? I know you are in touch with Prime Minister Pashinyan. You don't necessarily need our cameras to send him a message, but what about to other Armenians who may be watching us? What is your message to the other side today?
Well, I've never thought about that because that's the first time in my life I'm asked this question.
Really?
Yes. I think I would separate the question in two.
Hmm?
First, if they listen to what I say, message to Armenians in Armenia, that we want to have peace with the state. We don't have territorial claims to Armenia, though hundreds of thousands of Azerbaijanis lived in Armenia before the war and were totally ethnically cleansed. And their cultural and religious heritage was totally destroyed. Nevertheless, we don't have any territorial claims, but we think that Azerbaijanis who have been deported forcefully from Armenia have a right to return when Azerbaijan and Armenia will normalize their relations and establish diplomatic relations. Another message to them is to clearly realize the current geopolitical situation and the balance of forces. For many years, leaders of Armenia were persuading their people that they have the strongest army in the world, that if the war starts, they will come to Baku, that Azerbaijan will not fight for its lands, that Azerbaijan is already agreed for occupation. All these narratives which were absolutely false and was nothing more than propaganda. So the war destroyed that narratives, and not only that, it also destroyed a lot of ideological, I would say, columns of Armenian state. They realized that they lost the war, and most probably it was very painful for them psychologically. So now when we say that we want peace, it's not because we are weak and we are seeking for peace. No, they know that we are much stronger. It's because we want this black page of our history to be turned down. We don't want another war, neither today nor ever in the future. So for Armenian community, I think they should not oppose peace initiatives of international community and should understand that if they don't sign peace agreement with Azerbaijan, situation in the future will be unpredictable, and the geopolitical situation in the world and in the region changing, as we see, very dramatically. And part of their hopes for their security vanished completely. Now they're looking for new security guarantors. And who is ready to have a standoff with Azerbaijan on the battlefield in this area, especially after what we demonstrated during the war and after we increased our defense capability after the war? Is there anyone ready to fight for Armenians against us? I doubt it. So, and also another message, which I already conveyed to Armenian government, in this particular situation, for them the choice is not the best and the very best. For them the choice is among very bad and acceptable. But acceptable based on common sense, on international law, and on recognizing the rights of Azerbaijanis to live on their own land, which they deprived us for 30 years. And for Armenians in Karabakh, I'd like to remind them that we started contacts with them spontaneously. Actually, it was mainly people-to-people contact when we started to build a new Lachin road, which passed through several villages where Armenian population lived. And I was informed that the contacts have been established between our road construction workers and Armenian community, and immediately they have became almost friends. If in the first months of the construction, Russian peacekeepers were providing security for both sides, so then they just left. And there was no Russian peacekeepers, and they were easily communicating. So it demonstrates that ordinary people, in their majority, they don't have this hatred in their hearts. And for Armenians in Karabakh, they should not follow their so-called leaders. These leaders were lying to them all the time, current and previous. Before the war, during the war, that they are winning. Even when we took control of Shusha, they were telling that Shusha is under their control. They know it very well. They should not become a hostage of today's clique, which captured power in Karabakh and whose main objective is to provide their own interest. Here in Shusha, there are 3 villas built during the times of occupation. And if you are interested, maybe they can show it to you. And these villas were built for the leaders of Karabakh Armenia. They built it for themselves. The city was totally in ruins. What you see now, it's a beginning of our reconstruction process, including this Karabakh hotel, including the mayor's office, including hotels and everything. They built 3 villas in the best part of the city for themselves. Those people who today lead this so-called unrecognized republic. So Karabakh Armenians should understand that being part of Azerbaijan society with security guarantees, we understand it, with their rights, including educational, cultural, religious, municipal rights, they will live normal life, and they will also stop to be a hostage of manipulation. And also they should understand that situation in which they are now today will not change in their favor if they continue to ignore us, if they continue to behave like we do not exist, or they live in so-called country which has president, ministers, parliamentarians. This is all fake. We offer them normal life, and I think if they listen to me, they should understand, and they know that I mean what I say.
President Aliyev, thank you very much for speaking to Euronews.
Thank you.